real-world situation that you have to do research on and look up issues and solutions that you can use to solve that problem. And you create a presentation to portray your ideas and solutions that you think might work.
Alright, so our PBL was on how to give voice to the voiceless. We chose testing animals because we felt it's been going on for long enough, listening to presentation. But it just varied from group to group, and not many groups did similar to what we did.
I'm Bella Goddard.
And I'm Talon Stout. Alright, so animal testing is animals are being tested on for scientific and cosmetic research. Around 26 million animals are tested on in the U.S. alone, and it's been practiced since before 500 BC.
So in 2011, a magazine called Nature did a study on about 1,000 biomedical scientists, and in the end, 90% of them said that they thought animal testing is essential for science. We also found that 95% of animals aren't protected by the AWA, which is the Animal Welfare Act. So there are different guidelines for testing on different animals. I believe mice and birds aren't involved in the AWA, so there aren't as many rules when it comes to testing on them.
Alright, so a bit of a historical perspective on this. There have been descriptions of vivisection, which is live dissection on animals, found as far back as 500 BC in ancient Greek writings. It was first believed since animals couldn't feel pain. Since they had no intelligence, they couldn't feel pain, so that was one of the main reasons they were tested on. And vivisection, back then, was used to develop theories on human anatomy. Like, it was found that blood travels through the heart and not through the lungs by vivisection on dogs. A bit more of a modern perspective on this is the military uses live animals in some combat training scenarios, like they'll amputate goats to simulate someone getting injured on the battlefield. And rats were fed GMOs, which are genetically modified organisms, to see if they are safe for human consumption. And rats later developed tumors, like in that picture. And then the social perspective on this, public dissection of animals was a big popular form of entertainment back then, a long time ago. And today people would rather see mice die from testing instead of humans.
So we found that economically it's way cheaper to test on animals. It would take a lot of time to get FDA approval to test on humans if that even was an option. And so more time means more money, and that means that costs would increase for the production of certain products, and then price would increase for consumers. And politically it comes down to human opinion and morals, and if people would rather test on animals or humans, and basically their opinion. So that leads to a lot of debates on human versus animal rights. So animals are used to test products that are usually made for humans, but the reason that they're voiceless is because they have no way of telling us whether or not they want an ear growing on their back or whether they want us poking and prodding at them all the time. So that's the reason why they're voiceless.
And then a lot of animals struggle away from equipment because it's either painful to them or it's scary for them. And a lot of the tests don't even do any good. So there will be medicine tested on animals and it's found safe for them, but then when it gets to shelves, it can be found harmful to humans. And a lot of times the animals are forced to calm down with sedatives, and that also might affect the testing because it might have an effect on the medicine once they take it. And a lot of the animals have no power against humans because these tiny animals like mice or rabbits, and none of the animals have an ability to speak up against it.
So we found that mice are 98% similar to humans through genetics and DNA, and chimpanzees are 99% similar, and those are some of the top animals that are tested on when it comes to human products. And like I said before, 90% of those biomedical scientists thought that testing on animals is essential for science. But we found that there are alternatives that we found too, and with a little more time and money, we can hopefully advance in that and replace animal testing altogether.
So two of the alternatives we found that we think would be more useful than animal testing are creation of human organs and organs on chips.
For the creation of human organs, a university in Minnesota took cells from actual human organs and put them in sort of a skeleton, and kind of induce them to reproduce an actual organ. They created a heart that beats on its own and lungs that work. They're a little small now, and their main purpose is to work as transplants, but they actually work in, on the next slide.
Okay,
says that,
sorry.
that's okay, that they're mostly used for transplants again, and instead of being only 98 or 99% similar, they're 100% human, so it would be a lot more accurate.
And then with the creation of organs on chips, it's very similar to the creation of human organs, except they only take a few skin cells, or just set the human cells from the organ and put it on a little microchip like that. And it takes the structure and function of a human organ, but it's on a smaller scale. So it can also be cheaper, and it's also 100% similar to human because it's using actual human cells.
And also when it comes to testing on animals, everything is down to a molecular level, where the actual reaction between cells and products is with the cells and the molecules. So even if you don't have the actual organ, you have the cells that make the organ.
Sorry.
That's okay. Our plan is to advance in the construction of human organs. So if we could take money that is being used right now for testing on animals and put it towards research, or the time and energy it takes to do the type of research to create the organs, we can, the heart is one of the most complex organs in the body, so if they can create an actual beating heart, well, who's to say that they can't create skin to test cosmetics or a stomach to test food products?
And the reason why our plan will work is because it's a lot more effective, mainly because it's made from actual human cells, and it's not damaging to animals in any way, and that's one of the main things we want to stop is the animal testing.
So we would want to start very small, so in the North Bend community specifically. A lot of products, there are multiple types, so there are different brands of shampoos. And on the next slide, it has an example of a shampoo bottle where it says that there is no animal testing. So if we could come up with a list of alternatives for people in the community and say, you buy this brand of shampoo and this tests on animals, but there's this other option that doesn't test on animals, we would be saying to other companies that do test on animals, we'd be taking money away from them if people decided not to buy that product, so they could start investing their money in the research and time it takes to start creating more organs.
So some of our main focuses while doing research for this were to find alternatives and ways to decrease animal testing, and also ways to find testing that's 100% accurate and similar to humans instead of 98 or 99. And those are our sources.
One more thing is, we were told that the creation of human organs seems a lot like cloning, and that some people are nervous with cloning, but we wanted to specify that it isn't, we're making more human organs, but we're not actually cloning humans. We can put guidelines and we can narrow it down to specifically organs, not people. And that's it.
Any questions for these two?
How does the organs or the cells in a microchip work?
So like they can take a few cells from the human organ that they want, and on their own the cells can grow, and then they put in like they have an outline for the organ, and then they can make it like depending on the outline, if it's like stomach, the outline will posit the function of it like a human organ, but they can't like be actual like whole foods or whatever, but they can still test with the organs.
Any questions?
Thank you very much.